times we're around people who are so negative, indecisive. And the Prophet ﷺ was a decisive person. Decision making was there and then. The army, the jaysh, you read about the seed of the Prophet ﷺ, how decisive he was and precise. And he would say one thing and never go back on his statement. Yeah? He would advise the people, and in his speech, it was such a, they call it, the scholars, they say, Jawami'ul Kalim. Small phrase he would make, which can be written today in pages and books. Ever thought about the Sharh of Sahih Muslim being 19 volumes, if I'm correct? Just the notes are written by Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen. 19 volumes. 19. The explanation of hadith is so much kalam, so much discussion, kalam in a good way. MashaAllah. Let's also try to be like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's also try to emulate him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How he used to sleep, how he used to talk, how he used to walk. Let's remember the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's remember the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's remember that tragedy that Muslims went through. Let's remember his manners. Let's remember how he used to deal with the people. Not, well, I want things like this because I do it like... Why? You call yourself sunnah, follower of sunnah. And we're far away from the sunnah. Manners, akhlaq, the way we smile, the way we should meet people, the way we should talk to people, the way, none of it bothers us anymore. No, I want to do things my way. And when I want to, I'll be nice. SubhanAllah. Rasulullah used to be nice when people used to be harsh and hard-hearted with him. And that's what you call true manners, true manners. And I know even myself, I'm not like that, but we try. All of us should try to at least remind ourselves and become better Muslims every single day. Last piece of advice. When you wake up tomorrow in the morning, inshallah, try this, my brothers. Try to write a goal, or have a goal in your mind. If you don't want to write, just in your mind. Today I'm going to do such and such and such and such, and I'm going to be around certain good people. And I'm going to stay away from negativity. I'm going to stay away from watching things that are making me more angry or whatever it be. I'm going to be around people who are going to make me a positive thinker. And trust me, you'll see how you will start to think like that. We ask Allah, all of us, for all of us, we're all weak. Allah makes us positive and follow the sunnah of Rasulullah Akramul Khalq sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Jazakumullahu khayran. حياك الله شيخ كيف حالك؟ ومن أبقاك توصيف الرحمن يدري أشكر تحقيق اللي بريء هو الشيخ صحيح يمين بعدين مجيني بدل ما أخذ أنت I want him to. I spoke to what's his name, the Sheikh. Hey, man, Wahid Sabri, can you please? Because they will speak to Sheikh Sohaib to tell him. I think he will do something. Sunday ko. going. Drama ये trust. Every day क्या?
मुझे आता है, याद है।
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam amma ba'du. I want to just quickly run through yesterday's dars. Just quickly, could you summarize for me what we mentioned in the takhrij of the hadith and in the hukm of the hadith? Just quickly, please, inshallah. Someone can run through that for me, inshallah. Tfadl. Ahmed, tfadl. Yeah, just go through it quickly. In just three bullet points, not 3 pages, inshallah. Barakallahu feek. Jazakallah khair. Or fornication, because just say it like that, because there's other riwayat, there's other narrations. Yes. Before all of this, but before that, who else said it's sahih? Anyway, okay, keep going. Let me just listen. Good. Okay, we've kind of got a good picture from there. MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair. Anyone else wants to add anything regarding the reason why this hadith is disputed? Very important to understand that when a hadith is weak, how is it weak? What's the discussion? A lot of people, what we have been taught for the past 40, 50 years in many masjids, unfortunately, is taqleedul ama, is to blind follow. Whatever the shaykh or the fulan says, that we've got to blind follow. And this taqleedul ama has been written on a lot by scholars in all the 4 madhabs, in fact. Taqleedul ama, being blind following, is something not permissible in Islam. Blind follow, khalas, someone says this. And unfortunately, what we are living around, obviously, is uneducation, should I say, in a nice way, with due respect. I don't mean to kind of attack on individuals or people, but unfortunately, when you're uneducated and you don't then obviously, yes, a person tends to kind of follow the rhythm of whatever people have been doing. Copy and paste, khalas, if they're doing this, let's do this. But sometimes we don't realize why we do this. There's something in education, general education, I say, is that I remember once I came across this in my project or in my master's in education when I was studying it. The teacher says the capital of Italy is Rome. He teaches that to the children or the students, and they memorize the capital of Italy is Rome. That's it. Yeah? Move on. But he doesn't explain the relationship between Rome and Italy. Oh, Italy, basically Rome is, but the relationship and what it means for Rome and what does the capital mean. I was telling you about it. So this is something that I really enjoyed. I was like, wow. The importance of engaging the student in learning and understanding the fiqh, for example, the hadith, like what we're studying here. Let's relate that to this, not Italy and Rome, yeah? But it's a concept which is important. It is the relationship between the hadith and fiqh. Not just hadith is sahih, let's move on. Or hadith is weak, some scholars say this, let's go on, next point. Hang on a minute. Okay, it's weak, but can we act upon it? Yes or no? It could be, or it could not be. Okay, how? Reasoning. Why? Which scholar said this? How did we come to the conclusion that is weak? So I like that. It's problem solving, and it's very important to do that. But within the literature of hadith, you have to look at the scholars of hadith, what they've said. And there's a whole, and this is why in Medina University there's a faculty just for this department. If you're studying Sharia or fiqh, you can't study hadith at the same time. Although they study hadith in there's no doubt. But as in a specialism of hadith, the faculty of hadith was just beautiful. You just walk inside the faculty, it was just so nice. You got the prayer mat there immediately when you go inside. Then you got all the departments. You got the library. Every department has its own library. It's library. When I mean library, I mean like Yani, not the libraries that we see here sometimes, but library, I mean manuscripts, books, thousands and thousands, and you have thousands of students in Medina. There's always a space, mashallah, I notice. Unlike down here, you go to some of these university libraries, there's no space. But down there, mashallah, you had that. And now they've built a new one. Well, it's quite old now, if you think about it. When I was leaving, 10 years ago, they built this massive, really massive university. And in that, they have a research area, only research of PhDs and masters. And it's, subhanallah, and you think, look at the research that the scholars have gone into. And here we don't see it. We don't see it. The Leyton library, maybe, yeah. But it's amazing. SubhanAllah, it's absolutely amazing. So this is why my advice is to go to Medina, inshallah, and to see that side of things. And to, even if you visit and go for the Umrah, it's open to everyone, by the way. It's open to anybody. You can go in. You can go to the university and see it. SubhanAllah, there's no one saying, obviously during class times, it can be a bit a problem, but generally, you can go there at any time. Alhamdulillah. So the point I was making is the reasoning why this hadith now. Now, if we look at the reasoning, we said clearly, zina, always when we say zina, say ayadhan billah, Allah protect us from it. I mean, it's not a word that should be on the tongue that's easy, just in of itself, because it's such a fuhsh, it's such an illicit behavior. So this aspect of zina, al-ayadhu billah, is more worse than akhdhu riba, than riba. But here we're not trying to say, if it's worse than riba is allowed. La. We're not saying this. We're not saying riba is allowed. No way. We're trying to say riba is declaring war with Allah. But in terms of what's worse over here, so in order to understand the hadith, is it sahih or da'if? Yeah, so because of this statement, zina is worse than, because zina has ta'thir, has effects on your body, on your soul, on your mind. As for riba, if someone the bank puts money in your account, ribawi, it has an effect on your muamala, no doubt, but it's not an effect like zina. So this is what the scholars say, this hadith da'if. The matan is not correct. But the isnad is sahih. So we said, sometimes the isnad might be correct, the chain of narration might be absolutely very, very good and strong, but the matan, the statement that's been made, is not necessarily it's authentic. And this area is where you say shadh and illah. These are the two things that you need to bear in mind. Shadh and illah. If there's a illah in the hadith, a illah which tells us that this hadith is weak. An illah. This is like Imam al-Tirmidhi wrote a book. What was that book's name? Anybody know? Anybody know that kitab's name? It starts with ilal, something like this. Does anybody know the name? La. There's no book like that. That's a good, mashallah, Allahumma barik, try. Ilal al-Tirmidhi. So he wrote a book, Ilal al-Tirmidhi. I definitely don't advise the people who have never studied usul al-hadith or the science of hadith or the mustalahat to read this book. I'm not saying it's a book but it's very difficult to understand. Even the mashayikh, they don't teach this book easily. They say, for the people who are very strong in hadith, let them come and read Ilal al-Tirmidhi. Ilal al-Tirmidhi speaks about the defects of a hadith in the Sunan of Tirmidhi, and he mentions rules and qawa'id regarding that. My job today is just to tell you this. Inshallah, if you want, Bismillah tawakkul ala Allah, take the book over the weekend and try and read it. But it's a big book and it's very tough. It's not big in terms of volume. It's only, I can't remember. I think it's a few pages. Few pages. Well, it depends on the one that you have. But if you have Ibn Rajab's Sharh, it's like a whole book. Ibn Rajab, he done a Sharh of it. And Ibn Rajab, rahimahullah ta'ala, is brilliant in hadith. I would say, if you want to study hadith, take the works of Ibn Rajab. Seriously. If you really want to say, if I want to look at this hadith being sahih, and there's a contemporary scholar who said sahih or hasan or da'if, and Ibn Rajab says something else, go to Ibn Rajab. And this is me just speaking over here. I'm not telling you to do that because it's ijtihad and aqwal and tarjih, and this is a long discussion. But Ibn Rajab has a sharh of Tirmidhi's. And we said Imam Tirmidhi is just brilliant. He's subhanallah akbar. Yani, I don't find anyone like Imam Tirmidhi rahimahullah. Why? And I'll tell you, I'm not just saying this because, he's amazing. I know you probably say you heard that so many times. But why? Imam Tirmidhi is amazing. In his Sunan of Tirmidhi, he mentions a few things. Number one, he mentions his discussions with Imam al-Bukhari. So in the hadith, he'll go, Sa'altu Abu Ismail. I asked Abu Ismail is Bukhari. Or he goes, Sa'altu Muhammadan. I asked Muhammad about this hadith. I agreed with Muhammad, but here I differed with him. Subhanallah. At-Tirmidhi was the same time as Bukhari. They're both at the same time. Subhanallah, both at the same time. And they're both contemporary because they're both from similar areas. Yeah? Bukhara. And then you have Turmudh, Aslan. Turmudh. But, so some they call it Tirmidh. But anyway, this area in Uzbekistan. Anyway, so these two, they're very close. So like, they're from the same area. So maybe, subhanallah. But anyway, Imam al-Tirmidhi, so number one we said, his discussions with Imam Bukhari. Number two, he mentions the four madhahib's position in that hadith mas'ala. SubhanAllah. So someone says, I want to study all the madhab's opinions. Some brothers say that's not the way to do it, but you won't be able to do it. It's not the way. But anyway, if you want to do that, inshallah, may Allah give you tawfiq. It takes time. You've got to start somewhere. You've got to start one. He mentions all the madhabs, and then he mentions his views as well. And what else does it mention in usually every hadith, almost every hadith? The third thing is Imam Tirmidhi's kitab, what does it deal with? It deals with his understanding and his ruling of the hadith. So hadith, his ruling, he goes, this hadith is sahih or it's not authentic. Secondly, his discussion with Al-Bukhari. Thirdly, the four madhab, the fiqhi discussions. I know say the Shafi'iyya say such and such. The Ahnaf say, the Malikiyya, the Hanabila say. Okay? And then he also mentions the problems with the narrators of the hadith. That's in Sunan al-Tirmidhi. So you want to be Imam of hadith and fiqh, Sunan al-Tirmidhi is the one. Everything is in there. What he doesn't mention are the qawa'id al-fiqhi of the... But come on, I mean, how much... No other Imam has got to that level where they're writing everything. Ibn Majah, it's just a hadith he quotes. Ibn Majah, Sunnah Abi Dawud, similar. But Imam Tirmidhi has his note. So if you want to read the Sunnah Tirmidhi, you've got to find out which one is the best print, which actually goes through the details and the discussions and so on and so forth. And there are some new prints, but they've taken a lot of things out nowadays. So those new lovely prints, oh wow, I found this very nice one. It's got tashkil on it, but there are some issues with it because they have changed the asani, or not the asani, they haven't changed the stuff, that would be a big problem. But they have kind of missed out so many things. I have one, which is not like the asl one. So that's the problem sometimes. The good thing about the new prints is that sometimes they will have the words and explain the words more extra. That's not about Imam Tirmidhi, that's about the one who's kind of man allaqa alayhi, the one who's written on it, or he's just done checkings on the kitab. So Imam Sunnah Tirmidhi's kitab is amazingly amazing, and I'll say to you brothers, try read it. Even if you read just 10 ahadith and you read all the kalam of it, it's amazing. We read it to our shaykh, mashallah. We used to love those durus of hadith, were fiqh, hadith, takhrij, tasheeh, hukm on the hadith. The shaykh will say sometimes, right, go and bring me your ruling of what you think of is a hadith sahih or da'if. We used to just take what Shaykh Albani said. We said, yeah, Shaykh, we think it's sahih. And that's it. And then he would realize this is what Shaykh. But the point I'm making is hakada, and it's very nice. Okay? There's another thing that he does. He sometimes puts two asanid in one. That's just beautiful. That is just absolutely amazing. But anyway, there's more things. So you can read about there's some books written on the Tirmidhi. There's a book written, The Questions of Imam al-Tirmidhi, that he put to Imam al-Bukhari. Su'alat al-Tirmidhi lil-Bukhari. Amazing. And the one who wrote that was the old president of the University of Medina. We went through some of it, or parts of it, I'd say. Well, actually, let's be honest, we skimmed through it. We didn't really study that book. But there were things, there were benefits in that. MashaAllah, really amazing benefits. So, guys, study hadith and go into it. Go into the differences. Go into understand. And, okay, Imam al-Tirmidhi is the only one who says, Hasan Sahih. Hasan Sahih, meaning there's two pathways, according to one opinion. But anyway, there's two pathways. And who's the one who adopted that method? Anyone know? Anybody know? Any other sheikh that adopted that method? Hasan Sahih. All the other scholars, they say Sahih, or Da'if, or Hasan. Yeah? They just say one word. But Hasan and Sahih, putting two together, two rulings, you can confuse you, yeah? You can say, is he saying Hasan, or is he saying Sahih? Or is he saying both of them? How can you have both? So some of the scholars, they say, Ibn Hajar goes, there's another pathway. So it's Hasan from this pathway, but it's absolutely Sahih from this other pathway. Sheikh Albani was the one, rahimahullah, who also adopted that method. He copied Imam al-Tirmidhi in that way. So in his notes, at the end of the Irwa al-Ghalil, he mentioned Hasanun Sahih. It's nice, mashallah. So alhamdulillah, it's nice to kind of look at these fawaid. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you that injection of hadith just to wake up that we are reading a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is what the scholars have done a lot of effort in this regard, inshallah ta'ala. But Ibn Rajab's Ilal al-Tirmidhi is very, very nice to read, and it'll be very, very nice, inshallah. I'm thinking, inshallah, next week, bi'idhnillah, because next week will be the last week. No, not the last week, but next week will be the last on Bulugh al-Maram. I'm thinking I will change this now. We'll do Usul al-Hadith, inshallah, Allahu Akbar. Are you happy? If my shaykh said to me, doing Mustalah Hadith, Allahu Akbar, we will khalas, pack everything up and just run for that. Make sure we go to the library, buy the best edition, go to the Jamia, get the printouts, make the folders ready, start reading it ourselves, go through it, and come in the front of the dars, inshallah, way in advance. But the problem is, I'm not a shaykh. That's the issue, subhanallah. But anyway, this kitab, Ibn Hajar's kitab will start, okay? Nuzhatul Nadhr. Nuzhatul Nadhr we do? Nuzhatul Nadhr? Yeah? Nuzhatul Nadhr is a very beautiful book in Mustalah Hadith. It's a science of Hadith, and we'll do it just for next week, inshallah. And the week after will be the book of fasting. Okay? Next week is what week? 17th, right? Yeah, so, and then we have one more week, and that's the book of fasting, 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday we'll do a Ramadan prep lecture, inshallah. Ramadan reminder, a generic reminder for everyone, inshallah. It won't be any books. Then we will come back after Ramadan to continue Bulugh al-Maram. So today is the last day of Bulugh al-Maram, inshallah, before Ramadan. Allahumma baligna Ramadan, ya Rab. Ameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Naam. Tafadhal. Yeah, 2 days. Book of fasting is short, very short. Maybe 40, 50 hadith. 25. Khalas, we'll do it fast, inshallah. The masail are simple, inshallah. Yes. Like a defect. We can say this for now. But I don't think we'll finish Mustalah Hadith in the next 2 days or 3 days. We can, if you want. If we do Nukhbatul Fikr, not Nuzha, maybe that will be easier. I'll think about it, but we are surely doing Science of Hadith next Monday, inshallah. Yeah? Next Monday we come. Please bring a nice notepad, inshallah. You have one, notepad. Alhamdulillah. طيب تفضل بسم الله اقرأ يلا أخي جزاك الله خير. Let's read some ahadith. تفضل. Please, بارك الله فيكم. Where did we stop yesterday? I don't know. تفضل.
باب رخصة في العرايا وبيع الأصول
رخص في العرايا أن تباع بخرصها كيلا متفق عليه. ولمسلم رخص في العرايا يأخذها أهل البيت بخرصها تمرا يأكلونها رطبا. He commissioned regarding al-araya for its sale on the basis of calculation of what the date would be when dried by measure. And Imam Muslim has he gave commission regarding al-araya in which the household buys its fruit on the basis of calculation, yet they could eat them fresh.
This hadith is the specification, or takhsis we call it, khas, that the estimation, the dates are on the tree, don't know exactly how much it is. The people were in need of eating rutab. Rutab are types of dates which are very fresh, soft. In Medina, if you've had them, even here now, alhamdulillah, they sell some of them. It's a bit different, but anyway, the actual rutab dates. So they will say roughly it's about 3 kilos, so give me 3, but we need it to eat only. It wasn't for buying and selling, it was for eating. So this was the specific rukhsa that was given and allowed. And especially these people, they had no cash with them or money to buy the rutab. They will say, what's hung on the tree, it's about this much, so we sell it. And then they couldn't measure, they couldn't have it with them. So this was allowed by the Prophet ﷺ, and this is a rukhsa which is specific only for this scenario. We call it al-araya kharsiha min al-tamr fima duna khamsati awsuq. So long it's less than 5 awsuq. We said a wasq is 60 sa'. Sa' is 4 handfuls are 1 sa', and obviously 60 sa' is 1 wasq, and then times that by 5. So quite a lot. So this was this. But the asl is that it is not permissible to do this at all. The asl, this asl is not allowed. Only in this scenario where the people were in need of eating it, the rutab was for eating purpose, and it was that they didn't have the money, and it was, they were unable to measure kail. So this is a specific scenario. خاصة يعني. نعم تفضل. As we said, 5 also must be less than. It must be less than amount. It might be like 3 kilos or 4 kilos or a certain amount, which is less than 5. 5 awsuq is a lot. That's how much you need to give if you want to give zakat. You need to have at least 5 awsuq of that which grows from the earth. Yeah, 5 awsuq. I said to you last time. I said to my sheikh, I have so many dates. Do I need to give zakat on those dates? He said to me, how much do you have? I said, bags and bags. But it's nothing compared to 5 awsuq is a lot, right? What would you say in kilograms? You can't really say kilogram, but let's just say, if you had to just look at bags and bags and bags, how many? 600 kilos? That's a lot. So there you go. It's having 600 kilos in your, unless it's for business. Unless it's for business, then of course you have to. You're 2.5% of that. Naam, sahih. Next hadith, تفضل. والمبتاع.
And the buyer. And another
Very clear hadith, very, very clear. When it comes to selling, obviously, fruits, it has to be ready, number one. حتى يبدو صلاحها أو عاهتها. This is very important. It's sometimes like when your apple rottens away, it's almost easy to say like this. So when it's becoming born, or because the apple is getting ready and it's like that and you're selling it before it's even ready, because you don't know why. It's jahala, it's ignorant. You don't know if it's going to be ready or if it's going to rot away. It's going to rot away. Some things that they're about, you feed, yeah, it's almost ready, but you don't know yet, so you can't tell. And not only that, it's not complete. You can't say I'm going to buy half an apple. Order from custom, you can't say I'm going to buy half an apple. Doesn't make sense, huh? So therefore, this is clear. The hadith is very, very clear when it comes to this mas'ala now. La, but this is ready. Not necessarily ready to eat fresh, and you can put it in your mouth and it's going to taste good. Sometimes mangoes might, you can't tell, even the mangoes look perfect, but when you eat it, it's like, it's not even ready yet, yeah? It's not. Summertime, we want the mangoes to be specific, right? So it doesn't need to be that, but it's ready, it's hard, it's ready, the apples are, obviously if a person waits for it to be yellow, it may then go off straight after, so you have to, yeah, no? Yeah, we just explained the masala. La ilaha illallah. This is the Wallahi, Sheikh, did you listen to what you were saying? You're writing too much, isn't it? Sheikh, you need to stop writing. Ayan has a very new solution to studying education. He says, don't use a textbook. Yeah, so I think you need to follow that. Anyway, khair. طيب, I just said, look, customarily, when is the fruits ready? Tell me, Ahmed, just answer this question. No, not necessarily. Why? People can still eat green bananas, isn't it? People eat green bananas. Some people, they like green bananas. It's ready. It's not like it's not ready. Do you understand the meaning of ready here? Not, like I just said, the mangoes have to be sweet and then you sell it. If you do that, you might not even get any buyers and they're going to be rotten. So you need to sell it at a certain time. But of course, if they're not ready, meaning that once the banana comes off, it's just going to, what's the word? Come on. It's not edible to eat. And it's a bit, green bananas, to be honest, some people eat green bananas. Yeah, if you wait for a little more time, it's going to be more fresh and good for you. This is not, I don't think that has got to do with this. Always the scholars say, فهم سورة المسألة. Understand the, surah means picture. Mas'ala means the question of the issue. Understand the whole, think beyond the box, yeah? This is very good. Some mashayikh do this, mashallah. They really go beyond and start doing qiyas, analogy, and this is how they look at hadith being sahih or da'if, looking at the matan. Just like, look at that matan, subhanallah. How can zina be, like, how can that be more strong? It's just like the way they've come with that is intellect. But intellect within Islamic concept, not intellect using, like intellect over qawa'id Islam. Allah forbid, astaghfirullah. But intellect, you use your mind to understand Allah. Sah or la? How do you know Allah? I'll ask you this question now. This is a good question. How do you know Allah? Using your mind. Sah. Allah has given us the mind to know. Yeah. So we use our mind to know Allah. How do you know Allah? How do you know the asma' Allah wa sifat? Using your mind. That Allah's asma' wa sifat, haqq. Yes. Understand these masail. Some people they are, let's not say anything, inshallah. Tafadhal. وعن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن بيع الثمن حتى تزهي قيل وما زهوها قال تحمار وتصفار متفق عليه واللفظ البخاري نعم
forbade the sale of fruits until they become colorful. He was asked what that means. He replied, until they become reddish and yellowish. Agreed upon and the wording is in
نعم. Over here reddish يعني meaning that they're ready. Yellowish they become ready. خلاص يعني. But not necessarily saying the exact banana needs to be fully on. It's gonna then it's gonna start to have the black spots and everything. Then what do? You can't sell it. And even when you go to the shop now, everyone's looking for green bananas, like, because I'm gonna wait for it. I mean, not all the time, but you look for yellow bananas. Yes, we know that, but you want it to be a little bit. I want it to be ready, nice, because the kids are gonna have this over the whole week or 2 weeks. So if I get the yellow, they're all gonna go off. So that's another thing. You know what I mean? وعن جابر بن عبد الله رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لو بعت من أخيك ثمرا فأصابته جائحة فلا يحل لك أن تأخذ منه شيئا بما تأخذ مال أخيك بغير حق رواه مسلم في رواية له النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أمر بوضع الجوائح وعن أنس بن مالك أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن بيع العنب حتى يسود وعن بيع الحب حتى يشتد رواه الخمسة إلا النسائي وصححه ابن حبان والحاكم نعم صوت أنس then أنس رضي الله عنه وأرضاه
the sale of grapes until they become black, and the sale of grain until it becomes hard. Reported by Al-Khamsa except An-Nasa'i and
خلاص, this is clear. Yani the grapes need to be black or be ready. Of course, when it comes to grapes, you have to, because grapes, there's a lot of water, a lot of liquid. If it's not ready, it's off. It's literally off. It's not. It's gonna come in your hands. It's just gonna go off, right? So selling it must be ready, must be fresh, must be good. Grapes, stuff like this is. But bananas, mangoes, okay, there's a little bit of, you can. But as for grapes, and likewise, the seeds must be strong, must be not soft. They are seeds, right? Now, next hadith.
If you sell some, those messages
Sallallahu
if
Alaihi
you sell
Wasallam.
some fruit to your brother and he was struck by blight, it will not be lawful for you to take anything from him. How can you take your brother's money unjustly? In another narration he has, the Prophet ﷺ commanded that unforeseen loss be remitted in respect of what is affected by blight.
طيب, this kalima al-ja'ihatu, what does that mean? Al-ja'ihatu. It says here, هي الآفة التي تسبب المصيبة العظيمة في مال الرجل فتجتاحه كله كالمطر الشديد والبرد والريح والحريق والجراد. It is جائحة, like a bad something which is the reason for great calamity in the mal of a man. You with me, insan? Jaiha. Anyway, this word is very important to know. This is just Arabic. فَأَصَابَتْهُ جَائِحَةٌ. If you sold your brother fruits and then this jaiha has taken place, this is like a big musibah. في مال الرجل, like really heavy rain and cold and wind or something that's burning. This is what you've done to the mal of your brother. You've burnt it. You've burnt you've taken his mal. And this is why a person is, Allah Alam, is not forgiven by Allah if they've harmed his brother until the brother forgives him. It's very important. You can't just say, well, let me take his mal and I'll go Hajj, astaghfirullah al-azim, and the brother is in need of that mal. He goes, I need my mal back, I need my wealth. Or you say, I'll make tawbah, I'll do qiyamul layl, I'll do all my sadaqah. You have to give him his mal back. It's unless he forgives you. And he goes, no problem, keep it. He says, I forgive you. And then you also need to sincerely repent because you've done something which is إثم. وعن أنس وعن ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما أنه قال من ابتاع عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من ابتاع نخلا بعد أن تؤبر فثمرتها للبائع الذي باعها إلا أن يشترط المبتاع. متفق عليه. نعم. Again, read this please slowly, show you. And how do you understand this hadith? Yeah. So here it says, now, منطوق الحديث أن من باع نخلا قد أبر فثمرته لبائعه. Number one. Then the hadith mantuq, the statement is that the one who sold the tree, which is ready, yeah, its fruits belong to the seller. Yeah. لبائع, yeah. Mafhumul hadith, this is the statement. The understanding of the hadith is that the one who sold this, which were not ready, yeah, then the fruits are for the one who bought it. You understand? شوف هنا, one second. من ابتاع نخلا, the one who buys the tree, yeah, بعد أن تؤبر, after it's ready, yeah. Who are the fruits for? For the seller, the one who sold it. You with me? Except if he makes a condition. Okay, except if the one who bought it makes a condition. Do you understand this mas'ala or you don't? Yeah, what did you say earlier? Did you just change that statement?
The fruit is yours.
The fruits are yours and the tree is the buyer's. Yeah? خلاص then. لا, if he makes a condition. لا. الله أعلم. لكن مفهوم الحديث, this is the mafhum, the understanding is the other way around. So this is like the hadith. If the water reaches 2 containers, إذا بلغ ماء قلتين, yeah, there's no impurity in it. Mafhum al-hadith, if it's less than 2, yeah, it will be impure, yeah? But the correct view was, that's the first lesson by the way. What's the correct view? Water is purifying nothing impure. إِنَّ الْمَاءَ الطَّهُورَ لَا يُنَجِّسُهُ شَيْءٍ. That nothing impurifies this water. You with me? But I'm just trying to say the mafhum. Where the mafhum come, mafhum mukhalafa. You understand? So this mas'ala also is good to understand the mafhum al-mukhalafa. قال شيخ الإسلام رحمه الله تعالى بيع الزرع بشرط التبقية لا يجوز باتفاق العلوم وإن اشتراه بشرط القطع جاز بالاتفاق. This is something else. المهم anyway إن استثنى البائع الثمرة التي لم تؤبر أو بعضها فهي له بشرطه يشترط المشتري دخول الثمرة. This masala I need to look into it a little bit more detail and see what some of the kalam of the Ahlul Ilm is in terms of what they have said in the past. And we will stop on Babu Sullam insha'Allah ta'ala, and we ask Allah to make it easy after Ramadan. We will start Babu Sullam and complete all of this Kitab al-Buyu'. And once we do Kitab al-Buyu' completely, we'll have a lovely, nice, thick exam like this, big, this thick. No, not that thick, but inshallah. Enough for you to revise. So you have the whole Ramadan to revise whatever we've done. If you're going to do that in Ramadan, inshallah, or concentrate on Quran. Do both, no problem. Yeah? Alhamdulillah. Inshallah. Wallahu a'lam wa jazakumullahu khaira. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Over time, if anyone attends a lesson wherever they go, they will pick it up. It takes a little bit of time. A little bit of sabr, inshallah, we'll get there. None of these brothers who are here, mashallah, they were, like they studied before so much or something. It takes time, alhamdulillah, mashallah, listening and they're reading and they're studying. But if you want Quran class, then you have to speak to the Imam. I don't do Quran class here. By the time we get there, inshallah, speak to the brothers here. They can go through some of the works that we've done, inshallah. Yeah? Once I was with one sheikh in Medina, and I was studying in Medina, Ma'had al-Haram, which is the most difficult program in Medina. It's more stronger than the university program, and I was a student there. I had some Arabic, but I was still. We had 12 subjects per week. And each subject had sections of memorization, all in Arabic. And then we were teaching at the university, and we were studying in the university, and we were coming. So we had so many things going on. And then we had other durus, lessons, after the evening time, which was after Isha, Maghrib or Isha, with some of the scholars, and we used to go and study in other books. Because we said, let's go fiqh, let's go hadith. There's so many lessons happening there, subhanAllah. There's millions of lessons. You choose. But this program was like a university level program, so I needed to do it. I went and I complained to one of my teachers. He's the Mufti of Medina. I said to him, I said to him, I don't understand. And it's so much. And now we've got midterm exams and that. As soon as I'm starting to revise exams, how do I do this? And the exams were, excuse me, but they were damn tough. They were like, all of this, you've got to do a summary on. This much. Kitab al-Tawhid, half of the whole book, you have to make sure you know any any questions gonna come up. They don't do mock exams. They don't do that stuff. Okay, it was like, what do I do? Then we have to go and study it privately with other sheikhs. So I said, let's do this, catch up. Even then it wasn't. But my sheikh, he said one thing to me, I never forgot. And I say the same to you and to everyone. Not just you, but that's for me and for everyone. He said, if you continue whatever you're doing, over time, you will see how much benefits you will take. It's not about, was another brother ahead of you, did he pass, he got better marks, he finished his course, he went over. Our deen, Islam, it's not like academic, it's not academia, it's not like that yet, where, it's a bit too much. But Islam is about benefiting you with one word, one hadith, yeah? One Quran, one ayah. Did you benefit you with one hadith today? No, not in one hadith. Oh, now there's a problem. if you didn't benefit you with one hadith, this is going to be a big issue. Okay. But what I'm trying to say to you is, okay, did you benefit anything in this gathering? Alhamdulillah. That's it, mashallah. You benefited something. If you didn't benefit anything, alhamdulillah, what's going on there? Alhamdulillah, you benefited. The angels coming down. Did you know, if you seek knowledge for the sake of Allah, the angel, even if you don't understand what the shaykh is talking about, but you're trying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives all of your sins. Even the fish in the sea is making dua for you, your name. The talib al-ilm, for the student of knowledge. Alhamdulillah, khutwa, slowly you'll get there. You just started, so, we will get there. Obviously, I'm going to be honest with you, I go crazy sometimes. I go into sometimes the in-depth details and that. I don't always do that. You came at a time when I'm paying my hardest, yeah? So, inshallah, next week, there's a Science of Hadith, which is another hard subject, but the week after that is Book of Fasting. You will enjoy that one, inshallah. But try to stay continuous, and inshallah, this is my sincere advice. If you're still finding it difficult, no problem. There are many other sheikhs and some people who simplify lessons. Speak to the Imam of the Masjid, he does Quran lessons, I think. The Quran lessons, he does something, maybe if you want to ask him, so that's another advice. But I say always, my advice, my sheikh, and we then carried on, we tried, and seriously, till today, I remember the lessons that were taught in the Madrassah. And inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us sincerity and continuity. We said earlier, Sahaba were continuous. Even when they made tawbah, they were continuous, they will never go back to the sin. It's very good to do that. This book is called Bulugh al-Maram, attaining the objective. That's what it means. It's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, yeah? And it's in English. The brothers have it in English. And there's PDF as well. You can get it download online. And that Bulugh al-Maram kitab is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Yeah? The author himself is Shafi'i, but it doesn't matter because it's just a hadith. We mentioned the hadith, we mentioned the view, the correct view. Usually the Shafi'i, Hanbali madhab we tend toward, but I am not strict with following a madhab in particular. This is my stance. Some people may say this is not the way, but actually this is my way. If you're following a madhab, there's nothing wrong in following a madhab. This is my way. But alhamdulillah, we mentioned the view, the correct view, according to the proof. This is why we take the approach of hadith approach. Not the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is easier. And if you follow this, then you won't be ever confused with weak hadith or anything like this. Any other questions? No. What book is it?
How long have I been trying to get you to teach me? And now you're going to start when I go, yeah.
Study it there then.
Maybe. For one lesson. Maybe most likely. It's just me. You want to go 17th to 2:30? Watch me. I'm going there. I'm going there now. Next week, I'm going to tell him. Yeah, I'm going to tell him. Where is he? He's going to come specifically.
Yeah, inshallah. I love your story. Honestly, you come with your amazing understanding. I listen. I'm very quick. Please, let's just do that.
Pues